Make your feet catch fire. Something he told her. Get some, yeah, get some fire under your feet. Something he
Hey,
told me
listen,
last time I was there.
I'm looking in awe. Like, boy, they got Chinese workers.
Sweatshops.
Boy, I'm trying to tell you. Then I'll get woke up in the middle of the high register. They got the goddamn band in there. Like, hey, man, this how y'all wake a nigga up?
Welcome to the Big Easy.
Oh, bro, I get it, but cut that racket off.
Oh, yeah, no, you like Stanley at this point.
uh, yeah, go out there. I'll call in the police. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Black Super Friends podcast. Tonight I will serve as host, D. Horace Towns, also known as Tootie Gaddafi, in remembrance of a great leader. Tonight I will introduce the cast members of the Black Super Friends who are viewed around the world, everywhere from Canada to Nigeria to Greenland, Antarctica, and Australia. All right, as I begin, I want to let you know that this weekend was full of football. So the beginning of this show will be very hostile. My man Super Mario Sr. came into the studio and did not say a word. Xavier, I'll get to him in a second. And Chris Shiesty will be in rare form. I don't know how long it'll last, but right now that's the thing. All right, first I'm going to the character who team won this weekend and remains undefeated, Chris Shiesty.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I'm happy for you guys to be here. It's a pleasure for you to sit here in my presence tonight. Thank you guys for showing up. It's Monday. No better place to be.
All right, next I'm going to go to the man who's on the other end of that stick, residing outside of GA, Atlanta, Super Mario Sr. Other end of that.
Pause. Welcome.
You know what I meant. All right, next I'm
Think
going
you know
up
what
top.
you
I'm going to the man on top of Super Mario.
Hello.
Definitely a pause. What's wrong with you tonight?
When it came out, it was bad. So.
Oh, another one.
Flagrant.
Hey, man, listen. LL Cool J. That's all I got to
Thank
say.
you.
God,
There you go.
listen.
Ben's win. I told you. Last week was a fluke, as y'all saw, but it's all good.
Listen, Xavier. I'm going to start off with you. This weekend, Colorado won. I want to give respect to my school. I'm alumni, Colorado. I've always been a Colorado alumni. So they won this weekend. So shout out to Colorado, Coach Prime, Shedeur Sanders, and that cast of characters who are winning. They say believe. All right, now let's go on to serious things. This weekend, I told y'all to read your Bibles. Get ready in Revelation, and they talk about the Miami Dolphins winning. They say it's going to be a time that's going to be upon us where the Dolphins are winning. And this weekend, that's what happened. They won again, but after 50 years, it's about time for prophecy to be fulfilled. So congratulations to Xavier, who has been a Miami Dolphins fan before he was born. And that's all I got to say good about him.
That's well, got to start somewhere.
All right. Well, next we will speak the rivalry. I'm going to step out the way. This weekend, the Dallas Cowboys faced off against the San Francisco 49ers, which was an epic. Everyone named this the game to watch this weekend. This weekend, to keep it short, the San Francisco 49ers prevailed in this matchup against Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. I'm going to step out of the way and take comments from such characters, Chris Shiesty, and then I will get the rebuttal from Mario. What do you have to say about your team's win this weekend, Chris Shiesty?
Well, first off, I like to say that I love what I seen my team do. We looked aggressive on the offensive side. On the defensive side, we seemed extremely dominant to a team that coming in was one of the highest scoring teams, highest scoring offenses in the NFL. I believe that we have one of the best linebacker crews in football. At Greenwald, he flies to the ball, extremely athletic. It allows the other defense to play, to take chances because those guys cover so much of the field. Our offense looked amazing to me. The offense that we run is more like a positionalist because we take Debo, put him in the as a receiver, put him in the backfield. McCaffrey, we do the same thing to him. Kelsey, we utilize well, and we have a lot of different formations. I honestly think that Purdy is statistically the best quarterback in the league. He's undefeated in games that he's finished. Right there on the top, at the top of all lists. And again, he's undefeated in the games that he played. But it's kind of been a sweet as a 49ers fan because even though we win, our son loses. Mike McCarthy is our son. We the pappy boss. We beat him when he was in Green Bay, and he took his misfortunes over there to Dallas. We've been beating him then. This is no longer a rivalry. We look forward to Philadelphia, December 3rd. But as far as Mike McCarthy, that's our son, man. The offense that we run, for him to not make any kind of switches, any kind of adjustment, and stay in the same defensive formation, we can just piece and plug people in and get the matchups that we like. So I don't know. Yes, Dak threw a lot of interceptions, but I would like to look at the coaching staff. I think they got outclassed. So that's my assessment on this.
Super Mario Senior, can you give me a recap from your perspective?
I refuse. One thing I learned is this: I can't talk football because I think a lot of times I watch the game that people don't watch. So I was like, the stuff I've been hearing the last days, I was like, well, I clearly do not know football. So I reserve the right to say, great game. I agree. Kyle Shanahan is a wizard with play calling. And our coaches, both of them, got out-coached because Mike McCarthy had nothing to do with the defense. That was his head coach for the Falcons. I can't think his name right now, but that's our defensive coach. And
Dan Quinn?
Dan Quinn. And the same reason why the Falcons lost the Super Bowl is the same reason why we lost. So it had nothing to do with Mike McCarthy. And the record is 19-1 right now. So for the last years of our lives, I've been doing this all my life. So I know how we all live in the moment. But the record for the Falcons, for the 49ers and the Cowboys are 20 now, because it was 19-1. But now it's 20-1. So, hey, they won.
But you talk about a team that in the last 10 years has been to the Super Bowl twice. We're talking about a team that has knocked the Cowboys out of the playoffs for the last 2 years. Yes, I think it's fair to say that we have been dominant over the Cowboys in the last decade of football.
Yeah, that's not what you said. I don't have no disagreement with that. That's not what you said.
We shouldn't be this far. We shouldn't be this good. We've been this good for the last 10 years.
I don't have no disagreement with that. That's not what you said.
Well,
I don't have no disagreement with that. Y'all won. See, I know football. Y'all are clearly better in every position. I have no, except for quarterback.
Can I say something?
No, y'all lying. Y'all are better at quarterback too. I agree with that too. But that's not what you said. So that's why I said I'm not talking X and O's, because the breakdown I'm gonna have is unrebuttable. That's what I'm saying. Because like I heard somebody say, me and Twitter just talk. I heard somebody say, yeah, what you call it was locked up.
CD.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I can show you film where this man is just a too high safety. You're right. You have some of the best linebackers, so they covered underneath. But how's that locked? There's no. You playing a man with a safety up top. He's not locked up. That is the problem. This man was open, not to have the game. It's Dak. Can't get him the ball. But that's why I said I refuse to talk X's and O's because you're right. Shanahan he did this. He said, I know Mike McCarthy. You're right. He doesn't change. He's the same Mike McCarthy. So know what I'm going to do? I know he's going to expect me to play with my guys. I'm going to score with the guy who hasn't scored this season, who hasn't got off a damn other game, who hasn't did shit the whole season. And I'm going to make him score 3 touchdowns on you. Because other than that, there's nothing we could do. And we didn't have the quarterback. We don't have the personnel. So that's what I'm saying. I know football. Like I could sit here and say we could talk rivalries and all that, but on strictly just player position, we don't have the personnel. Like they're better at every statistical position. So if you know football, I'm a fan. So I'm gonna say, yeah, go Cowboys. But right now, position-wise, they're the best team in football. There's no other team football-wise can line up with them. That's why I don't get into the hoop. I'm saying as a fan, I understand. Yeah, we lost, we got our butts kicked, but I'm talking about X's and O's. Nah, we can't talk about it.
Well, I will say this because I don't have a dog in the fight, so I can give some perspective without bias. All right, and this is my opinion from football. Me watching, I don't like either one of y'all teams like that. I will say this: the Dallas Cowboys, in my opinion, for a while would not have anything where they will be able to beat the San Francisco 49ers. However, San Francisco 49ers, with all their splendor and all their spectacular plays, still, in my opinion, does not have what it takes to win a Super Bowl. However, I do not see it. Last night, it was interesting to see Dan Quinn play a cover 3, which, in my opinion, Shanahan really has. If anybody knows how to find the little holes inside of cover 3 defense, I think he probably has. I think the 49ers look good, just like they do every year, but something missing from that. It's just something missing. I still think, I like the Bengals. It's just certain teams that got it. I think the Eagles are finally in a position where, they can get down and gritty. But
the Eagles look the most underrated. They're the most overrated team to me right now. That's like even close to the winning group. Like they should be like, they could easily be 0-5.
How many times have the 49ers looked this good and not made it over the hump?
Oh, yeah. But it's any given Sunday.
What bump are we talking about?
Yeah,
We've been in the Super Bowl. Sunday. We've been in the Super Bowl 2 times in the last decade. We've been in the NFC Finals 3 times in the last decade. What hump are we talking about? We could have won. If Purdy wouldn't have went out, well, I know that's a big if, but Purdy went out the 3rd play of the game. He's been undefeated. He's been undefeated in every game that he's finished. I don't know why we're going to suggest that he would go to lose that game when he's undefeated in every game he's finished.
But see, we can't play if it's a field because when Diggs was in, we had the best defense in the. That's what I'm saying. Like right now, the reason why Dan Quinn lost with the Legion of Boom, like Terrell said, I agree with that. Terrell, that's why I didn't want to get into that is because Richard Sherman got over. Like Dan Quinn blitzes, he makes his top 4 go up, and he play a lot of man coverage. That's his defense. So if you don't have 2 elite cornerbacks or at least 1 and a good safety, we done. That's why we done. Now, I say
your statues on the defensive end. Your statues on the defensive end. You're not moving. We have several different formations. That linebacker is not moving. Okay, well then now all I gotta do is switch my defense, my Debo on to that side. I get the matchup that I want. Easy out.
The safety can help him if the safety don't have to help on and stay back because none of our cornerbacks can cover. That's what safeties are for. Because the safeties can help a linebacker every time, but they can't help a linebacker if they got to go too deep because all our cornerbacks getting beat every time. That's why every time the safety came into the box, who scored? Y'all tight end. Who's supposed to cover a tight end? The safety. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this game like we're dead. From the first quarter, I said, anytime I'm seeing 6 coming to the box, we're dead. Kittle's all over us. It's nothing we could have did to start that because, for one, Kyle Shanahan is amazing, just like his daddy was, at scheming people to get open. Like, that's what he does. Like, that's what the Shanahan do. That's why I don't give no credit out of this. The only thing I don't like is when, like, people I know I seen football people who played for 40 years say shit that didn't matter, that like just like blatantly wrong. Like Chad Ocho, I showed this to this today. Chad Ocho said, bro, they blanketed cover 2 to the left side on CD. Shannon Sharp said he was locked up. Bro, come on, bro. Like that's the shit I'm talking about, right? That's the cut I can't take. 49ers fans, I took anybody who I know a 49ers fan, I talk shit, I take shit. But when people start saying stuff like that, it's like, bro, come on. Like, like what are you like, Shannon? You are a tight end. You know coverage. Bro, what are you talking about? Like, bro, like, see, I can go down on temper, so his man wide open and Dak like this, patting the ball, because you're right, y'all linebackers.
I've seen that.
I'm like, no, it's not. This man is not locked up, bro. It's Dak. Dak is not serviceable. And then this last thing, Dak is not the quarterback that can play into a system that's not made to get him wide open throws, bro. That's what people don't understand. Purdy made 3 great throws last night. Everything else was wide open. So we're gonna say, oh yeah, Purdy amazing, bro. He was throwing the butt naked people. People was wide open. That's Kyle Shanahan on crossers, unders, comebacks. 3 of them passes looked like, well, that boy could throw. Everything else was wide open, bro. Wide open. Dog, you can say he's a great quarterback. I don't know a quarterback in the NFL that can throw to a wide open man.
But they got a lot of quarterbacks.
All right, we'll be here for 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize. But good win. I'll say this. I do think the 49ers, no team can beat the 49ers in 4 quarters. I think the Dolphins gonna be able to score a lot, but I don't think their defense can do like the 49ers on both sides of the ball.
Why hasn't anybody picked the San Francisco 49ers to be in the Super Bowl?
They did. They say they will go up. One is because of nobody wants to believe in Brock Purdy. That just be realistic. Like if anybody else was back there, they would have been a foreshadowing overdog. But then now it's I think Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan is the perfect match. It's the perfect, like that's the perfect team, bro. When you watching football last night, that was a masterclass.
Yeah. Well, I still say that. Well, we can't spend 20 minutes on it. I will say I still like the Bengals on the underdog. Hate to say that the Dolphins are fast, so Dolphins 49ers will be an interesting matchup. But
I would love that. I would love that for
I think it'll be exciting.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask y'all something. So Jay-Z trended this week for interesting reasons. Jay-Z 2 cousins asked for money. One wanted $4,800 so he could flip it in 2 weeks and make $2 million. Jay-Z said no. The other cousin started with his own money, had a great business plan. So after that, Jay-Z, his sister Andrea, and their mother later invested. Now he has 5 locations. This is per the meme. All right, so Jay-Z won't loan his cousin $4,800 despite being labeled a billionaire. What are your thoughts about that, Xavier?
I think he's absolutely correct. Anybody in the business world knows that everyone has pie in the sky ideas, and they don't really have any type of direction, any business plan. You can't go to a bank and get that type of money without a business plan and a proven record that you can support that. And I don't think that his cousin did that. The other one who did have a plan, he did tap into that, and then that did go. But you got to also think about this. The man said $4,800, invest $4,800 into me, and I'm gonna make how many?
2 million.
How many million? Yeah, it's gonna be a hard no for me too. I'm right with Jay-Z on that one.
Yeah, I couldn't believe this was a topic. Chris Shiesty.
My hope is that this wasn't a male cousin, because at some point men need to understand and realize that nobody owe you anything, or no one has to do anything for you. When people loan you something, they have the right to think that they're going to get paid back. And what tends to happen is a lot of people believe that because people that get caught flack with this or disagree with this are people that feel like because Jay-Z is a billionaire, $4,800 ain't going to hurt him. Those are the same people that if you loan them that $4,800, they're going to say, well, because Jay-Z is a billionaire, he don't need me to pay it back. And when you loan somebody something, the intentions is they have a reasonable expectation for you to pay them back. How about this? What I've learned with people that dealing with people that have money, you must create value. You must produce something for them worth $4,800. Instead of asking for that loan. How about you take the time out, take a year out of your life, sacrifice all the little knickknacks that you need, that you don't need. Hustle up to $4,800. Start your own business. Let Jay-Z see some progress in said business, and then ask for a loan, because now he has a reasonable belief that you do have the business to pay him back. All he have to do is just invest in your business instead of loaning you money. But a man shouldn't expect, I don't care who it is, shouldn't expect somebody to just give them money. I'm a person in my own personal experiences. I've been around millionaires. I've been around multi-millionaires. I toured with Ross. I spent weekends at his home for Memorial Day weekend. I can't expect this man to just give me money. I have to create value. I must say, okay, what can I do that you would give me this, that I can earn this $4,800 instead of just expecting you to give it to me. So I'm hoping that wasn't a male cousin, and if it was, I just say for fellas all the way around, man, don't nobody owe you nothing. Get off your ass and get it yourself.
Yeah, the best thing I can, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to be the devil advocate. The person might have felt entitled. True indeed. Some person might have felt like $4,800 from a billionaire is nothing. It's like a kick in a water in a bucket. Technically speaking, as a billionaire, he's probably making $10,000 or $20,000 a day in interest alone off of his money. So everybody has different perspectives. If I had $1 billion, I'd probably be that weak person that's giving the 48 one time and say, haul ass, you would never get another nothing from me again. But I have a different perspective of money, and that's probably why I have a problem with it. I do give it away, because it seems like being a blessing, and I'm just a fool. I do really play into people's dreams sometimes and let them burn. So if I give you some money, I know I got it to waste or I got it to lose. Yes, Chris Shiesty.
You got $4,800 right now, and you got a cousin that you won't give $20 to, and you got $4,800 right now.
What are you talking about?
I guarantee you, there's a cousin that you got that you don't want to give $20 to.
Nah, Chris, you gotta give me credit. I am that fool that gives out money knowing I'm not gonna get it in return. Check me on that one. Live TV. Check me on that one.
Every family member is a green light.
Pretty much. I'm foolish like that. Listen, a lot of times I let that stay between them and God. You know what I mean? But you ain't gonna burn me too many times before I know I'm gonna be a damn fool.
Man, just go to the clinic and get a shot, man. You'll be all right.
Listen, Chris, let me tell you something that I just talked to somebody about the other day. As a public servant, especially you serving in the community, throughout the week, you know how many calls and Lawson will tell you, anybody will tell you, you know how many calls you get about, I might get a call from Phillips and say some girl was in a domestic situation, she ain't got nowhere to go, we pitching in for a hotel. Somebody having some kind of business shower, or they selling some kind of, doing some kind of event, they want you to sponsor a ticket. Man, all throughout the week, it's always somebody calling, asking me to put it into something, right? And the minute you don't, now you're on their crap list, which is a whole nother thing. But people really expect you to like pour into all these different things. And I see a lot of people try, but it's just not realistic. And then people look at you sideways, like they have an event this month, and the tickets are like $350. And I'm like think about how much money people do really expect you to give out, man. So shout out to all community service, because it is unrealistic. That's why I hate to go to those little things they have, like festivals, because the people looking at you like, come over here and buy my beads that I'm never going to use. And you might leave there and spend $80 trying to support all these small business vendors. So, yeah, it sucks to me, honestly. Super Mario Sr.
I think most of this comment was about the person who it was. I think Jay-Z would give Dame $4,800. I think he'll give Kevin Hart $4,800. I think he'll give LeBron $4,800. I think it's a lot of a slew of people that he wouldn't even think twice about giving $4,800, and they could say the same thing to him, and he'll say, yes, sir. No problem. Because they have some kind of accolade or a resume that shows that some kind of way I believe in what you're saying. But when a motherfucker who never had $4,800 come to me probably and say, I got an idea, bro, you don't have an idea. You don't need my $4,800. and I don't need you to talk to me no more. So I'm gonna tell you no in hopes that you don't say nothing. You get so mad that you don't speak to me again for the rest of your life. So I think this is more about the person who asked Jay-Z than about the actual not giving him the $4,800. That's what I think.
Hey, I got to give him credit though, because you hear stories about Jay-Z, even though he's a billionaire, boy, he is a real tightwad. I think Meath Bleak was just on the thing, so he called for some tickets. He got him. Say Jay-Z gave him the runaround, like, so I'm just gonna give out free tickets. So I don't know, man. I think maybe because how hard he fought to get that kind of success, he might be one of them people, boy, ain't giving up nothing.
Yeah, but then you hear the story how he flew Cuz over here from Snowfall, helped pay for his acting, helped do all this stuff, didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. So I think it's, bro, I know you could buy these damn tickets, bro. Stop calling me about these damn tickets, bro. Why don't you call Tata? I think sometimes it's just the bullshit. It's like, bro, I don't have time for that. Like, bro, when he was telling the story, it seemed like it was like, bro, you know you don't have no plan. Nigga, you never had a plan in your life. So you didn't have a plan to take $5 to $20. Nigga, now you want $4,800? Bro, if you don't get the hell out of my face, no. He probably didn't even give him an answer to say no. Because I know at some points in my life when people ask me, to somewhat I agree with Chris. Like, I got people who I won't give $20 to because I'm tired of you asking me for anything. Bro, I don't even want you to say nothing else to me. I'm saying no now, so you just get so mad and say, that nigga hard, a bitch ass nigga. I never want to ask him for nothing again. Yes. I thought it was going to happen the first time. It took 4 times of me saying, hell no, nigga, till you got to that time to say it. Because I'm really tired. Like, but I got people who call me right now, and they get halfway through, they don't even ask me for it, and I give it. And never want no money back. A lot of times people know who the person is asking.
Dog, I swear, and I ain't lying, dog. I called him one time. I started to ask him, my cash out went off. Oh, appreciate that, dog.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you how you know somebody in the hood about to ask you for some money. When you pull it, it be like nephew.
If somebody asks you, can they ask you a question? It's coming. It's coming. Hey, can I ask you a question? Oh, it's for the come.
Hey, nephew.
Ask them how they doing, and then they turn into story time. You know what time it is when they done.
Put that arm around your neck, nephew. Let me holler at you. Real quick, nephew.
Well, somebody said, man, I forgot my card.
Think we all been splashed by that guy.
It's gonna be the one ordering water at the table.
Got him. Hey man, so with that being said, man, y'all are all friends. We say it. We use it. We use the word best friends and all of that there. And I just had a conversation with somebody earlier about it. Let's be careful with that term friend. We use it very loosely. And then when shit go down south, be like, that was my goddamn friend. So with the wise Super Mario on the cast tonight, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be an interesting conversation. Let's ask the question, what is a friend? Or how do you define the word friend? What's a friend in your aspect of life? Chris Shiesty.
Well, I think a friend is a choice. I think what we do is we try to misconstrue friend with friendship. Friend is a noun. Friendship is a verb. Friendship requires actions. A friend is a noun. It doesn't require them to do anything. It's a person, place, or thing. If I decided you're my friend, it's not a two-way street. It's I have decided that you're my friend. So it doesn't make a difference. It almost doesn't make a difference what you do. You're still going to be my friend until you just do something that I cannot no longer continue this relationship. Now, friendship is different from that because it requires reciprocal activities. But as far as you being my friend, it just doesn't matter. I got friends that I can count on. I got friends that I can't count on. It doesn't make them less of a friend. I got friends that I spend time with, hang out with more, and then I got friends that I ain't talked to in years. But when we do talk, it's like we never missed a beat. And then going off of what I said about friends, a friend is not a verb. It doesn't have to do anything. Like I said in the last show, I have a friend right now who's passed on. Shout out to DJ Pusher. May you rest in peace. He can't do nothing for me anymore, but he will never stop being my friend. You see what I'm saying? So a friend doesn't require anything. That's the choice that you made. It's just like love. Once you choose to love somebody, those are the people that can hurt you the most. But you have made the choice to love somebody. But being in love with somebody and loving someone is totally different. So I think that instead of us looking at friendship as a two-way street. You got to look at it as a friend is how you feel about that person, regardless of who they is, whether they rich, poor, drugs, clean, whatever. That's how you feel about that person. It has little to do with that person. It has more to do with what you have decided they are to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I think. I think we confuse friends with friendship.
Interesting. LL Cool J.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree, Chris. It's kind of spot on. Friendship is a choice, first and foremost. It stems from a bond that you have, honestly. And then, like you said, it's commonalities or things that has come across with you guys that have made you guys come together. But when you are dealing with inside of friendship, like you said, or with friends, that person will be your friend because of a choice that you made, not because of anything that they did. Um, I didn't think about the friendship part, which that verb that you added in, Chris, you done it again. That's actually really good. Nothing works until it gets to working. It has to actually put some gumption into it. So it doesn't take a lot to be friends with anyone, really and truly. You know what I'm saying? But if that individual is going to, if you're going to reciprocate with them and they're going to reciprocate with you, that's what's going to determine how far you guys go. So, yeah, I like that. But that's what it
Maybe.
is. Friendship is a bond and a choice that you make. You decide who's going to stay and who will leave.
I don't know. I miss Chris Ho's soliloquy on friends. I think you have levels to the friendship.
Hmm.
I think that we use the term too loosely. I would personally say, like, I got a best friend, Adrian Wilkins. Man, Adrian might go months without talking, but I know as far as business, like, as far as my after, like, taking care of personal stuff, I trust him with my life. As far as, hey, I'm leaving this amount of money to be executed, I know it's going to go to my kids and whatnot. I think friendships have levels. Um, I don't really, I think I can say my childhood friend and all that, but as far as best friends and true friends, I think that's something that someone needs to examine because I don't really have friends like that because a friend to me is someone I'm invested in. I'm invested in their journey. I want to see my partner. I'm gonna be there for his wins and his losses. You know, they want to do this, blah blah blah. I'm invested in that. You know, when he needs me, I'm gonna be there. I don't want to have that with everybody. And loyalty is big with me. I think when you get betrayed by somebody is when you have to evaluate, did you even have a friendship sometimes? Like I got Don. Don is a close friend of mine. I got Adrian Wilkins. And we all have a friendship. And that was, you know, some of that was trauma that bonded us. But I think I'd be seeing people say friend too much. And I'm like, ain't they really your friend? Because we grew up on a street that friends usually got killed by their best friends. So maybe I have a traumatic relation to that word. I could count about 4 people on SI that was killed by their best friend. People you would have never imagined it going down that way. But sorry for the rant, Super Mario Senior.
I think I'm glad you brought me to my point because what Chris is talking about is to me, on my point of view, is a choice, but the choice is where you put them at. So I can choose to make you my acquaintance. I can choose to make you my friend. I can choose to make you my business partner. My, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I want to know what is a friend to you, because you can, you know, I work with people who, and I heard people have been working together for like 4 years, and they say that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's more like that's your work buddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to me, what friend mean to me is somebody who close to your heart. Now I do agree with I believe and I expect what you expect from your friend is what they give you. Like I put people in my life on what they do. I don't expect you to reciprocate what I give you. I don't hold you to that standard. I don't reciprocate. I don't expect you to do something that's not out of your character because I feel like you should. Like it's a lot of times I put people in like, bro, this is who you are. This is where you at. I'm gonna love you where you at. Not gonna agree with everything you do, but I'm gonna love you where you at. I think a lot of times in friendship, people want people to be like this
Yeah.
even flow or like this stereotypical, like friends do this. If you my friend, you do this. I hear that a lot. Like my friend wouldn't do that. No, maybe that friend would do that. Like as Chris said, I got friends who I leave my whole bank account open with, and I know they won't take $1. I got people who I love who are going to shoot somebody and bring Jaleesa some food who will have to take $10 because where they at in life. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand how to compartmentalize life. Like, I know people who morally are more sound as a friend till they could be broke, no money, and won't take a dime. But I might love them the same. You know what I'm saying? So I think to me, a friend is what somebody who you hold dear to your heart. And I agree with friendship. I think it has to be action. I think that you set the tone. See, one thing I believe about people is I let you treat me how I want, but I don't require you. I can walk in and out your life and we could be cool. Like, we could be friends, like you said, both of y'all just said. I got friends who I don't talk to every day. But that don't mean I don't love them as much as I do the people who I talk to every day. The people who I talk to every day might just have more in common than me in life right now. They might tie into my life more as I am right now. I might get 5 years down the road and it might reverse. You know what I'm saying? But I think some people will look at it and say, they ain't your friend. You ain't talked to him in 3 weeks. Or, they ain't your friend. He won't give you this and this and this. But one of his qualities that I might overlook as a friend is he might be selfish. He might be selfish. It might not be to me. It might be selfish to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I can't expect just because he's my friend for him not to be selfish. That's a character flaw that he has. And if that's my friend, then I feel I should have to accept that to a certain degree.
Yeah. I like that you put that like that, because I think that a lot of people don't take that into context when they say friends. You know, like we were talking about. Well, Horace alluded to one avenue that we grew up on, but on our street, where we grew up on 30th Street, us as friends turned into family. So when you say near and dear to your heart, that is very, very true. That's why I said that bond that we choose. All of us have our pet peeves that, you know, we may do this that one of us don't like, or this one does that, but it doesn't stop the bond that we have. We just chalk that up to that's Tudor being a Tudor, that's Chris being Chris, or that's Hardy being Hardy, or even Zay being Zay. But then you go on. I think a lot of times friends get this trope of, because you're my friend, I wouldn't do this, so you shouldn't do that. No, you are you. I am me. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand, I think, inside of that bond, that when people say friends, don't think that every action that someone does is a strike against you. It's just something that rubbed you the wrong way. Have a conversation. And that's what friends do. Some friends, you know.
Before I think Chris and Tudor might want to say something. I think this too. I think in friendship, I think the word, you know, a lot of times when people start describing friends, know what the word that get lost out so much is grace. I think a lot of times people don't extend their friends grace. And a lot of time I don't think it's maliciously. I think it's because they have such high want for their friend. Like, I love Chris so much that it's almost making me mad that you're not becoming the person who I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, or it's breaking my heart. And I'll say this as men, a lot of times we don't use the emotional diaspora. Like, we always stay mad, happy, sad. Like, we don't go into that. Like, bro, I'm hurt that you did this to me. Like, I'm disappointed that you didn't do this. Like, this shit crushing me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that sometimes as friends that we be going through stuff. I got people who I love who is on paper, you would say, bro, why would you even talk to a person like this? And I'd be like, bro, you can't understand that, because this person has a place in my heart that I never, it's almost nothing he could do. But it's some stuff I know how to guard, or how to guard her or him so they can't hurt me, because I've learned over the years. But as far as friends, like Chris said, I don't think that'll ever change. That's gonna be my friend.
I don't think men get enough credit for this. We usually had the same barber for the longest time. Hell, we stick in there with our football team for the longest time. Hell, even with our friends. Me and Zay were just talking this week about an old friend. I didn't even realize he wasn't a friend. I mean, the envy and stuff, I ignored it to the point where it's like you couldn't even deal with it no more. But I think that's one of the bonds of friendship. Chris could get on my goddamn nerve, but it's not to the point that made me say, I can't.
That's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
It ain't to the point where I be like, I don't say
it.
my friend every time you make me mad. You know what I'm saying? I got to know Chris is an asshole. And
that's another nice thing to say.
That's still my friend. Well, I'm trying to get somewhere, Chris. But the point, I'm using you as a point. So, you know, knowing that, he going to make me mad. I'm going to be frustrated. I might not agree. But that's still my friend. That's part of being a friend to Chris. So you're right about the grace part. You know, fair weather friends is stuff I don't like to see. When somebody get mad, now that's not my friend now. You know what I mean?
I think that's a betrayal. Like, I don't argue. I argue with all my friends. That just come with the like, you just know, like, Zay said, that's one of the things. You probably gonna have an argument with me. That's just who I am. But I'm saying, for me to say, I ain't had too many people in my life who I said I actually call my friend, and people know my friend who not my friend.
Yeah, I don't fall out. I don't
just don't happen.
Like, I don't have, but I see that happen so much where I be like, I don't vote. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like they need, like, I don't understand.
I think one of the reasons why I don't get married because I can't, like you, Horace was saying, best friend. Like I couldn't pick a best man. I'll be the only wedding with everybody, all the groomsmen as my best man because I couldn't just pick one because they just mean so much, so different to me that I can't say, okay, this is best. That's a man, best friend. I couldn't do it.
It's hard.
I had trouble with that. It's a job, so you got to pick a person for the job. It's not saying they're the best. It's like who I know I can count on in this moment. Because right now, I ain't trying to be funny. You can have people who are equal to you, but I always say this. I done been in weddings where their best man is not a people person. You dead. Like if you pick a best man because he's closer to you, but you know he can't get everybody together, he can't rile the troops up, he can't plan, he can't do this, he ain't uplifting you, and when you word out your mind, then you don't pick the wrong person. Like you got to get the person like on my end. You know what I'm saying? Everybody picked a different person, but I'm saying because I agree with you. I had a lot of people who meant like to me. Everybody at my wedding, not just in my wedding, at my wedding. Every person who I invited to my wedding, bro, was very special to me. Now, I ain't talking about like every one of them dudes right there, bro, could have been the best man. Like that's how close, like you know what I'm saying. That's how close they is to me. So when you picking that position, that's a good thing you brought up, Chris. That's a whole other show. But I would love, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a good point.
You ain't got to worry. I'm retired from weddings. I'd rather be in the audience. I'm gonna take dope ass videos. I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm not paying no more tux.
Get your suit.
No more tuxedos for me, buddy. Nope. I'm done. Listen, at Mario wedding,
he is a quartet.
He getting one. Yeah, he getting one.
Me and Kwame was in the background at Mario wedding, playing, doing good video, being good unofficial ushers. Yeah. All right. I'm not.
And you MCing it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
And you got to MC it too.
Well, I get volunteered to MC. That might be my new profession.
Yeah, you did great. You did great at the ones I seen you at. Like that is a not to go off topic, but that's definitely something that you should look into. And then you can have these two guys be wedding crashers.
No one do it better.
Damn sure right. Hey, so let me ask you something. I'm gonna go to Zay because Zay has been very philosophical,
man,
lately. And I got questions for Xavier. I want you to go into your place, your special place. I seen this on one of those life coach videos, Xavier. And I want
20-year-old life coach.
Boy,
he called beef with that.
Ooh, but you know what? A lot of people shared it and agreed with me. Papa shared. I like Papa agreed. Like, come on, bro, you ain't been through nothing yet. So what you talking about, Xavier? I want you to go into your happy place. Okay. I want you to answer this question. I want you to breathe out. Breathe in. Ashe. In what areas of your life do you communicate well? And what areas do you communicate poorly? This is a Black Super Friends special edition.
Man. So in my life, I think I communicate well with others when they're in need. Like I can help build someone up like nobody else's business, man. Get you pumped up, riled up, and ready to go and get you on a good track. So much so to I suck when I actually need help because I don't know how to communicate that to only you. I don't know how to communicate that to the people that are near and dear to me that I am actually over here flailing and need help myself because I see myself as people come to me and then I have the answers, but then when it comes to me, I don't have an answer at all. And I suck at communicating that. I know that. But I can communicate to you well some of the avenues that you might need to take to get you on track. And I looked at that and I said, damn, that is a conundrum for me. What about you, Horace? What did you have?
I really wasn't ready for the question.
Why? Because you were perfect?
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
I'm just saying.
Undercut.
If not this before. You weren't happy about that clip from last week when I got your ass about the condo. So that's what it was. It was too funny not to do though. Hey, Chris Shiesty.
Um, I communicate anger, frustration, pissed off well. Like I'm a person that wear all my emotions on my face. My body language just get thrown off when I'm upset, and I'm quick to it. I'm like a firecracker. But I don't want to ever lessen that or decrease that because that's my defense mechanism. So if any time danger was to come about, I want to be able to in an instant get upset enough to go into action. You know what I'm saying? So I never want to simmer that fire in me. I want to be quick to defend myself. I want to be quick to be ready to be aggressive. But I also, as a grown man, I have to understand I have to control it, and I have to be able to wield it to it works in a positive way to me. But which brings me to what I have a trouble with communicating is disappointment and hurt. Like if you disappoint me, I go into some like a shell. Like I get to the point where I have to protect myself. So I have to get up, I have to back away from you, and I have to change things so I can't allow you to do that to me again. Because in my life, I feel like I'm the only one that'll protect me. So I take the protection of me to the highest priority. So when you manifest that quick to anger and then that quick to defend myself, those things are something that I have a lot of trouble with. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard for me to communicate. Like Harder was saying something about disappointment. It's hard for me to communicate that you disappointed me. It's hard for me to tell you that you hurt me. I would rather just
be angry,
back up and let whatever happens after that, let that happen. And because I don't want to walk around mad at you. And and a lot of times we have to, as men, we have to make a distinction between disrespect and disappointment. Disrespect is something that you can get mad about. Disappointment, it really doesn't have much to do with them. It's your expectations of them, and it's something that you have to control. Now, for me personally, it's hard because disappointment and hurt is something that I have trouble with translating, especially to the person that did it to me. I may get ghosted, I may withdraw, but that for me that was a very complex question because I don't know. It's almost the same problem, just in reverse. I don't know.
Interesting.
That transgress part. My bad, Harder. Big bad, Tudor. No, I was saying that transgress part. I was looking at a clip, and I'll share that with you too, Chris. Where I think he was talking about in those moments of letdowns like that it's easy to forgive the person because you love them, as we were talked about. But then you have to process what happened that transgressed you, and that's what probably makes you a recluse, so to speak, where you go back into your shell and you got to process it. And then it doesn't mean that it's all over. It just means that you got to think about how it made you feel and then to reposition yourself as you spoke to see how I got to deal with them to safeguard not only yourself, but them too. So your anger doesn't pop out. And a lot of people, I don't think, understand that or even know how to communicate that.
Yeah. And people when I do that, they take it as an offense to them. It's just basically like, I have to take time to process things. Like I don't want to, because I'm going to lash out, and I would rather just not lash out. You know what I'm saying? I can love you even though because it's really hard for me to forgive. I have my brother is here,
man.
Where the ski fast and go James. But yeah, it's really hard for me to forgive. I hold grudges. I'm one of those people that I will hold a grudge against you for trying me or disrespecting me. I will. You know, and it's just something I'm working on, man. I'm really working through it, and it's tough.
Interesting.
The police did it to me, Derek Burns. So I know what you're talking about.
Who kicked my door down back in '95? I hope you're talking about the house though. Listen, in what areas of life do you communicate well? What areas do you communicate poorly? What I communicate well is probably sharing with people my mistakes or my failures. All right. I always try to get people to see, trying to help people see, well, hey man, bro, think about this. Trying to share my perspective on things. And I definitely communicate well because I'm told that I'm crass, simply because I really want you to understand what I'm saying. I don't like no sugar. I'm just, hey, this is how I think. It ain't one of those where, oh, I get what you're trying to say. No, I'm saying exactly what I want you to comprehend. What I areas do I communicate poorly? I probably like most men. When you need help, you know what I mean? That's probably my biggest spot. I think the only person I do actually share when I'm in a bad spot or I'm not doing well is probably my best friend Adrian and Super Mario. That's one thing. Like, I think that's a vulnerable spot for most men to show, like, hey, right now I ain't got it, or right now I'm not really succeeding at something. I think men always want to be looked at in a highlight by their peers or whatnot. And I think that's something we probably need to get away from. Being scared of being, in a vulnerable position. But hey, that's how we was raised. Always
That's the
be the
first thing.
best and armored up. What's that say?
Now, I was gonna say the first thing, what you said is true, but the first thing we got to do is that admit that that's what be happening. Because I think me and me and Mario might have had this conversation a while ago where we talked about that, where it's not easy for people to be vulnerable. It's not easy for people to say, "I love you, I miss you," whatever the case may be. You made me upset, anything like that. It's easier for them to just show face, like, because it doesn't take any effort. To what Toya led to, and what she said about Chris is true. Being vulnerable, like, guys don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest to you, when you're in a good friendship or when you're in a good relationship, whether it be romantic or business, you got to be vulnerable with those people because that's you actually caring. As men, we shy away from it because it's not what we're taught as kids. Like, we supposed to be much, or we supposed to be rough and tough, and you can't be like that. When it comes time to actually be your true self, and you need help, got to be able to say it. You know what I'm saying? If it comes to true time with romantic interest, you're getting married, you're in a relationship, and you're in a tough spot, you got to still be vulnerable enough to say those things. Like, as we're growing into grown men, shit. I mean, as we're growing in and growing and keep growing as we are men, we got to learn these things. We can't keep just saying that, we were raised like that. I know you always say that we were raised like pit bulls, but we got to break up out of that. And I think it starts with just acknowledging it first. Boom, this is what's going on. I am having a problem right now, bro. I don't know how to say this to you other than, I'm in a spot, and then try to work out the words later on. But I don't know. It's just
I
I'm
don't,
on the backside.
I don't know, because you come from a different perspective most times. I will say this: Kevin Hart, not Kevin Hart. What's the name? Kevin Samuels,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Tate both said, "Listen, one thing you don't do if you want to lose your woman is vent to your woman about your problems." And I know that's something we do, so I kind of battle with it. You know what I mean? So, and I respect. Listen, people say what they want by them. Kevin Samuels, he has his moments, but those one of the ones I struggle with. Like, damn, like, does he have a point? Because we still in an era where we struggling with masculine
I don't I don't
topics.
think you should go into detail. I think you should let them know that you're in a spot,
I don't
so they
know.
can give you the space that you need. But you gotta, like you said, you gotta pull yourself up out of bootstraps. You gotta get yourself going. But you gotta be able to communicate that you're in a spot. Why you gotta be able to communicate that you're in a spot is because they'll start thinking that it's them. See, when nothing's
Nah.
said, the worst comes first. I'm telling you, and they'll go on a trip that has nothing to do with what the actual problem is because they're actually thinking what it may be, and they're thinking that it's them, and they don't know that it's something inside of you that's not aligning. But
Let me get to
that's just how I
Mario
feel.
after Chris, because I'm
Go
with
ahead.
PJ. Unless she's the one that's a hard sell, because I goddamn pillow talk to a chick. We don't go somewhere now. I didn't let her behind the walls. She got something on me. Chris,
I think it's just very disappointing to think that if you then achieved high enough to be a high value man, and you still that can't produce a woman that you can be that level of vulnerable with.
But
That's just a sad situation. I think you would think that evolving to the that type of man would render the results of that quality of woman, because that's a high quality woman right there. That the ones that you can do that with. Because I agree with what Zay's saying. I agree with what you're saying, that you shouldn't do that to every one of them. But I would think that being that type of man would render a woman that's worth being able to do that to.
But until you get to that safe space, you still got to play chess. Super Mario Senior.
That's an interesting question for me because I was stumped on the part of how to actually explain the part I need to work on. I think communication is like one of my strong points, like especially with my feelings. Like I think I was humble a lot in my life, so I don't have a lot of ego when it comes to being upfront about my feelings because I honestly believe like I have to let you know because if I don't, then some kind of way it's gonna come back on me. So I really am like upfront with my emotions, and I really like that's a thing I work on daily. Like to say the words that I really feel. Like, nah, bro, I'm disappointed at that. Nah, bro, like I love you. Like, nah, bro, I don't like when you do that. Like, I really that's a working point on me because I agree with Zay. I wasn't raised like that, but once I was taught that in some form from somebody who I respect, like, bro, you have to use these. You have to say that because I'll be saying I'm mad at you, but I'm really not mad at you. I'm hurt. And then when I see that my homeboys can process that different, and this is about people who I love because I don't have, like I said, I don't have too many people in my life coming in and out. It's the same people I've been. It's the same knuckleheads, the same women, the same family. It's the same people in and out of my life. So I've been trying to really work on that. So I think that that's a strong point of mine. The bad part of mine is I think is two things: is to learn restraint when not to give my opinion. Like I think I have to learn, and I'm learning daily when somebody's calling me and they're not trying to ask for fixing. They're just actually calling me for an ear to talk to. I'm probably the worst at that. Like I'm the worst person you could probably call to if you don't want to answer. Cause it's like it eat me up to not to see that I can fix something, and then I don't know how I'm waiting. Cause I talked to my wife about this. That's crazy. I was talking about that. Cause I always be like, sometimes I be definitely saying, I pick up the phone and say, I'm not gonna give no advice. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna listen. And I swear to God, I don't know, my head just go to like exploding with like, did you think about this? Did you think about this? Maybe if you look at like that's just how my brain works. And I'll be really trying to say, I'm gonna just listen because I can tell. This is I say I've been talking to these same group of people forever. So I know sometimes they might be mad or hurt or they just want to talk to me. And I'll be like, damn, shit, this is the time you shut the hell up, Mario. And just listen. And I gotta work on that. Because I'm pretty sure everybody on the show don't call me and say, I ain't call this nigga to hear this shit. And then got off the phone mad and called me back later for something else. But I'm pretty sure I get that a lot. The second thing is to be empathetic in something that I don't feel like should be hurting you. Like I got to work on that too. Like I agree. That come from that the vision point of what Chris was talking about earlier when he was feeling like I feel like I have to be this person. Like when it comes to like I'm a protector first. Like I need the world is crashed. The world is this person. So I feel like as men, the world is always trying to tell us not chip at our armor, but just take it off and lay it down and talk. And then I understand war is necessary in every religion, in every book, in every teaching. It's war is necessary. So I always feel like sometimes this world is just trying to make us so subdued to just going with the flow and easy going to lower our armor. That a lot of times when I hear men talking to me, like Zay saying being vulnerable to me, I hear them laying down their armor. And sometimes when they just want me to be like, bro, I love you, bro, I hear you, I'll be like, man, shut the hell, bro. Like, come on, you got to like, bro, we better than this. Like, and I've been trying to be like a army buddy instead of a brother, the hug. I think I got to work on them two things. I think that's like something that's I know me. I have to work on them things because sometimes I know I get off the phone and be like, damn, why I said that, bro. I should like I think about what I said. Cause I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna let it go back to y'all. I value when somebody calls me. If anybody called me and asked me for any kind of advice, I think that's the highest thing you could do to me. Like that's almost like because I know how hard it is for a man to ask another man to listen or for advice. So when anybody call me, that's like the most prestigious thing one of my homeboys can do to me is ask me for my advice. I take that so seriously, bro. I try to give you I don't take that it lightly in no kind of way. So I think sometimes y'all just be want to call me just to talk, and I'd be like, oh, I gotta be there for you, and that's my way of being there.
I've learned that, dog, the same thing they love you for is the same thing they hate you for. They will call you for information and they will call you for your advice, but then when it's opposite of what they feel, and you act like you know so much. You argue too much and stuff like that. So that's a thin line with me. Like I'm very careful on that now. I try to screen it and say, hey, look, do you want a solution here, or do you just want to tell me your feelings? Because I can't do. You can't fight with me when you called me for advice. You called me to ask me what I think. I'm going to tell you what I think, and you're going to do everything you possibly can to make me wrong. But go next time. Take your ass and call somebody that you trust and you think is right, because I don't want to waste my goddamn time. I thought this was a solution-based conversation. I see this was just an intervention. Well, the dad say,
and I'm saying I agree with Chris. I called Chris one day and I was like, bro, I don't know what to. This is because in my head I'm like, bro, like if I call you, bro, I don't call too many people. So if I call you, I'm calling you. I always say this. I know I look the oldest by far because of my beard, but I respect no matter what in my life that most of these people have like been a big brother in some form to me. So when I call, it's to say, bro, I need your advice on something. Like I'm actually calling because I don't want to waste your time, right? So a lot of times people do call me for that, but I agree with Chris. But sometimes when it's not that, it's like, I don't know what my place is. I'm like, what do I do here? What do I do here?
I think that's a general consensus. All of us has failed at that. I think I learned that. I think I'll tell you that I had a conversation. I said, oh shit, man, I think I had the wrong conversation. I should have been listening. And we do that. But it stems from us caring enough that we actually want to get in there and try to help solve the problem. And sometimes to solve the problem, they just want you to hear. So what you said, Chris, is good. Maybe we need to get in the habit of asking.
I'll tell you this. I'm going to give Tootie some credit. Because Tootie, on the opposite, is good at that. Like, he is good at just sitting on the phone and letting you just, like, go in for, like, an hour of bullshit crying. Like, he would just sit there and be like, you know, bro, it's going to be okay. And I'll be like, because then he'd be the person that everybody do that to. And, like, we don't have a conversation. I'd be like, bro, you got your own shit you got to deal with, too, bro. You can't just sit there and be an empty vase for everybody to just keep pouring in. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's rare. Like, ain't too many people men who can just sit there and just be on the phone and be like, yeah, I feel you, bro. This shit crazy. Yeah, I understand, man. This shit, like, that shit burns. I don't know how to do that. I'm instantly be like, what?
You know, do this, do that.
It's levels to this, because if I have a problem and I want to hear, if I call Mario is going to take the problem, dissect it. We're going to analyze it and view it from different perspectives, and then we're going to talk about which way you want to go as far as solution. If I call Chris, buckle up, because you about to get some pure D. Get your shit together,
Rico.
This is nothing. You are a man, bro. You ain't no weak ass dude. You gonna get some tough ass love. When I get Zay gonna give me that whole, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I feel you that out. And then he's gonna share his opinion. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying. And then he gonna share it. He gonna help you, but he gonna share one of his stories that relate to your problem.
That's how I do it, man.
Yeah, I was back in 2001. I was in the Honda, right? It didn't matter.
Dog, you'll be talking, and somehow he done switched that shit, and now it's his problem now. What the hell just happened here? Like, yeah, man, you know what? Yeah, I had the same situation happen to me a while back. You remember come on.
It's called visualization. It's called visualization. I be trying to help you. Sometimes some people learn as a visual learner. So I be thinking, you know what? You remember this happened? This is how I did that. Take that, run with that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I don't want to tell you what to do.
How did we get here?
I tell you, this being real, I was looking at I was down in the country and I was getting ready. My son was running up and I was standing outside. It's beginning to get cold up here. So I was like, damn, it feels good up here. You know how when in the fall, I know, like, especially in Orlando, you know, because it get like that when it's like, it's hot from the sun, but if you stand in the shade, it's kind of cool. And you know what I'm saying? It's like that up here right now. So I'm sitting on the porch and I'm like, damn, like I was listening to somebody tell me a whole bunch of bullshit. And I was like, damn, bro, you know what's so fucked up is that I do have y'all. Like sometimes I just gotta thank God that you do have these group of people that you can say, I got this friend for this, I got this friend for this, I got this friend. There's people who don't have nobody.
Yeah.
Some motherfuckers out here who don't have nobody to talk to. Like, really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they going through a lot in life, bro. I be having people to call me who I know I'm not that close to them. But, you know what I'm saying? But I know, like, bro, like, this is crazy. So, I think that sometimes I overlook that because that's been a consistent in my life. Like, I've had, like, good people, like good people come in my life. Fucked up people too. But I'm saying, overall, I done had some good people in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? That I could, like, count on. So, I guess that's what made me be a little more vulnerable, too.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Listen, Zay, you know that's true, though. I got you. Because your visualization.
Now, hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I actually said that. I said, damn, in that conversation that I said I felt. Yeah, you feel me? I'm like, damn, sometimes I be trying to give them a story that's relatable, hoping that they can see how to fix the problem inside of it. And you know what? Next time I know I'm gonna be a fly on the wall, and I'm gonna learn from my big brother Horace. I'm saying, wow, that's crazy.
He's not an asshole about it, but he's so inconsiderate and unpassionate to us, dog. It makes no sense.
Whatever, man. Trust me. I tell you what, there's something I'm breaking out of because you leave drained. Transfer energy is real. Mother will call you, you leave like, how did I just let this person unload this shit out? They get off the phone feeling great. Now your mind and energy is effed up about whatever they done came and told you about, man. That's the crazy part about it.
I never could do that, Vanessa, but thank you.
Yeah, but it happens.
He could be an irritational speaker.
Yeah,
He'll definitely irritate the fuck out of him.
I think motivational speaker, you gotta want to be motivated. I can tell you the way all your life. I can yell at you and tell you all this, but you gotta want to listen.
Yeah.
I guess if I charge $59.99 and you give me that, it don't matter if you listen or not.
Bro, if you motivational speak correctly, they would automatically listen.
I'll probably be good on one of them suicide hotlines because they'll get tired. I'm going to sleep now. Hey, really? Yeah, life is good. Hey, man, tomorrow's going to be better. They're going to be on the phone so long, they'll be like, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll call back tomorrow. Hey, so listen, I know we got it down to 1 minute and 7, which is good. Yeah, really. All right, y'all, close the comments. The last quarter of the year. It's October or something. What's your plan? End of the year plans to finish strong. Give them to me in final comments. Zay, what are you going to do between October and December?
Stack it, man. It's wintertime. You got to stack it nuts, man. Listen, man, it's the fall. You got to prepare. Yeah, I'm stacking my nuts, man. Preservation, all that other stuff that they say. 90 days. Yeah, by the top of the year, I'll be ready to bust again.
Interesting terminology here.
Yeah.
Pause, Xavier. What you doing in that barbershop over there? All right.
So got the Lord's work.
Yeah, okay.
I'm telling you, there's been some blessed haircuts came out of there, man. I've been keeping my head down. I've been focused.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Listen,
what is going on?
You are in rare form.
I'm telling you. Of course not. I've been quiet, planning, plotting, strategizing. Beginning of the year, rebirth. Be all good.
Boy, you should
talk
down
about
LL Palsy.
That's better than Joe Biden.
Oh my God, we got an idiot running the country. Chris Shiesty.
Well, I normally use the last 3 months of the year as my save year. Ever since I went on my you got damn right. But ever since I went on my anti-holiday trip, I use my lack of celebrating holidays as a positive. I try to flip it into a positive as use the last 3 months of saving. While everybody's spending, I try to buckle down a lot more. It gets cold. You don't have to wear different things. So, and it's easier to save to me when it gets colder. So I use my last 3 months to save and try to prepare myself to get ready to go into the next year a lot better, and especially if you got a little chunk of change. When that income tax come, that's always a plus. You know what I'm saying? You can sit both of those two together. And even if you just take October to December and then you take off the holidays, you can really, really use that plan and try to get yourself back on tracks. But I got some big things going in the works coming up. I'll let you guys know. I don't want to say it publicly, but I got some things that cooking up.
So no pause for the big things that you got cooking up. That's crazy.
Nah, baby.
That's crazy.
Oh man, interesting. End of the year. Nothing, man. Hey, listen, I tell you what.
I hope so.
I ain't got no big plan. I'm just trying to get to the end of the year, man. This has been a rough year. I've been waiting on some things to cash out on, man. The only good thing right now is my travel season, so I'll be gone, twice a month on the government dime. But other than that, I'm just trying to get. For this is the first time I'm trying to get the tax season. God damn it! So once I do that, oh man, I am closer to my dream of leaving you Negroes behind in America. Yes.
They said it's not tricking if you got it. And if you got some things you finna cash out on, I hope they bad. But what do I know?
Jose, well, what God bless me with, hey, my rod, my staff, they should comfort thee.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold up, you hear Jarrell? Hold up. That sounds like
your
Rocky
rod
Road.
is gonna comfort him.
Yeah. Jarrell, I'm waiting. I'm gonna bless my brother as soon as this merger happens. Well, not like forget it. It's just been a horrible night. Super Mario Senior.
This show went off the rails. Like 106, you gotta cut it. I do. Let me stop lying. I got the end of the year finish it. I got a goal list. Everybody know I do that at the beginning of the year. I'm like trying to see as many of them I can knock off the list as I can. That's about it, really, though. Just finish strong towards the end of the year.
What was 42-10 the game?
That's Rich coming from a Miami Hurricanes fan.
I was just about to say that. That's crazy.
Boy, let's talk about that.
Hold on.
I understand. Like that's why everybody who was a Miami Hurricanes fan was waiting to talk about Dallas.
I don't know what make y'all think Cubans can coach, but y'all better stop that shit. I ain't never seen no good Cuban coach. I know they got a heavy influence down there, but stop putting them boys as the leader of ghetto ass black guys. Go back to them Optimist Fields and start getting those guys and invest into those young kids and get them wanting to go back to the U. Get them Cuban coaches out of there. No offense to my Hispanic community, but until you prove that you are good football coaches, I don't trust Cuban coaches. Give me a black guy.
Listen, I want to ask America, what was worse? When the coach for Seattle threw the interception and the Super Bowl, or the fact that the Miami Hurricane, all they had to do was take a knee. And
that's worse. That's worse. They were still trying to score for the Super Bowl. That right there was totally uncomfortable. Like that's the dumbest thing.
Right. Fumble Hardy, and then allowed themselves to get beat on a ball on the next play. Bro, somebody should have got fired for that, man. So I don't know. The boss say Pittsburgh coach job. New England fired their head coach today. Yeah. Who?
Listen, you know who? Your boy.
No way Belichick got fired.
What is he doing?
He didn't get fired.
His savior has been gone.
Listen, and Brady, we try. If Belichick got fired, I would be really surprised.
Yeah, he won't get fired like that. If he did,
he probably get fired as a GM, but I don't know about that.
Hey man,
somebody
Florida State. In other words,
pull their phones out and check this out, man.
What?
Did Bill Belichick get fired?
I can't see it.
He's out of there.
Oh shit! Did Bill Belichick get fired? I don't see nothing about that now.
Yeah. Well, it was an interesting weekend. I tell you what, in real news, I know we'll tend to be. I would tell people to always read newspapers and watch news from around the world from different perspectives. There's a war going on right now. And this is Horace Towns speaking, but this does not reflect the Super Friends. I say prayers to those people that's involved in that war right now. Just like people say pray for Israel, I'm saying free for Palestine, pray for Palestine as well. Some of those images that are coming in are horrific. And I always tell people for yourself to go out there and understand what the war is internally about, because that simple conflict just turned into another war with Iraq and the different parties getting involved. So it just seemed like we love to go to war. People die after these wars. So
Some of them videos are crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like just them videos I've been saying is like just drive down the highway, there's a war just break out right in front of your car. You can't go nowhere. Troops on both sides shooting across you. That's amazing.
Yeah. And I would just tell people, man, research it for yourself. You know, there's a lot of bias involved, and once you understand all the way to the beginning, you can understand what it's about. So, hey, that's it. Listen, welcome and thank you for watching another episode of the Black Super Friends. We'll catch you next week, same bat channel, same bat time. And by next week, I'll be saying the Colorado won, the Dolphins lost, and Miami lost again.
Nonsense.
Peace out. What, did I hit my thing?